What's going on, everyone? Today I have an awesome and very controversial video for all of you. I'm going to do my first in a series of Nick the Tutor test prep book reviews. Now, why is this controversial? My first choice, the first book I'm going to review is the famous or infamous SAT Black Book. Now, this is a polarizing book, in my opinion. I'm going to go through the positives. I'm going to go through the negatives. I'm going to give you a full breakdown of my opinion on this book. At the end of the video, I'm going to give you my Nick score, which is the score I'm going to give this book. Just like the Barstool Pizza reviews, I'm going to give you a very accurate and very conservative score on what I think about this book. So let's get into it. All right, so why is this book controversial? I just want to talk about that first. Look at the cover, right? It's got this kind of eerie black cover. It says what the College Board doesn't want you to know. It also has in quote, not sure whose quote this is, but it's the most effective SAT strategies ever published. Maybe that was from Michael Scott. I have no idea, but that's just an outlandish quote to put on the front with no source. And that's it. Now, to me, and this is my opinion, this screams marketing, and that's going to go into the backstory of the book. It's selling you a bunch of secrets. The secrets don't exist. There are no secrets. Now, there's good prep and there's bad prep. There's good strategies. There's bad strategies. There's the right way to prepare. And I wouldn't even say there's a wrong way to prepare. There's a different way to prepare for everybody. So to say that this is giving you some kind of secrets or has like a secretive feel to it, I think is a tad bit misleading, but you know, whatever, right? It is what it is. I want to give you guys some background on the authors. So from what I could find, the author, Mike Barrett, as well as Patrick, who I'm assuming is his brother or something like that, wrote several test prep books. And from what I can find on the internet, are mostly focused in the marketing sphere. So there's a blog article somewhere that has some quotes from Mike Barrett himself. And basically those quotes pertain to how he marketed the book. He said he mastered the SEO and so on and so forth, which is search engine optimization. So basically he mastered the algorithms of Google and Amazon to push his book up the rankings, therefore having it sell more and therefore making it the most successful book. Does that mean it's the best book? Well, I think it's actually a pretty good book. I don't want to hate on it, but I think the marketing is definitely genius. So get that out of the way. Now, there's really not much of a company or much of an internet presence for either of these individuals or the book. There is a website which has, I believe, a cartoon dragon flying above a cartoon crab on a beach. Not sure what that's all about. Maybe there's something coming soon, maybe like a Final Fantasy VII test prep game. But at the end of the day, that part of it confuses me, and I think probably confuses a lot of people. You would love for there to be more. You would love for there to be resources. You'd love for there to be other things to buy. I think a lot of test prep now is about community, right? It's almost becoming a communal effort for students and teachers and instructors to help each other, to bring and lift each other up. We want to come together, lift each other up, and have everyone understand these tests better and kind of approach them better, right? So that's something that we try to do. When I put out the study guides, 80,000 people downloaded them. I did that because I wanted to uplift the students. So I think the lack of information about these individuals and the lack of anything else surrounding this book is a little bit disappointing, especially because it is a pretty good book. That said, let's get into some of the positives, right? This book is very thorough. It's extremely long. It goes through a lot of material. So if you are the type of student that really wants to feed that urge to just do a lot of work, this can definitely help. What else does it do? It does have a lot of strategy. So I will give it a lot of credit in that regard. The strategies are decent. They go through a lot of it. They really stress being a good test taker, understanding the test. That's all great stuff. That is really, really great stuff. Now, the drawback to that is that after that, you basically have something like 400-ish pages of answer explanations. The actual book stops somewhere, and then you have hundreds of pages of answer explanations. These are answer explanations for the first, I believe, 4 College Board SAT exams. Now, that's a positive, right? It's great to have answer explanations. Now, you're saying, Nick, there already are answer explanations online, so why do we need this? Well, it is nice to have a different approach, a different look at things. Would you really trust the College Board's answer explanations? I mean, they are definitely decent, but there's a lot of reasons why you wouldn't want to trust those. So that's another positive, is they're giving their own answer explanations, and it's really great. So to sum up the positives, it's very thorough. It discusses a lot of strategy, and it has a lot of good answer explanations, and it really feeds the desire to be a good test taker. So that is a lot of great stuff about this book. Now that said, I do have to get into some of the drawbacks. All right, so let me discuss my main issue with this book and the thing that I think really makes it fall short and be overhyped. For most students out there, let me say 98 to 99% of you, this is not the best book for you. This book feeds an urge to just go into an incredible level of detail. It has answer explanations for tests that are no longer used, and it's kind of just overdone. It's just too much, right? The margins are jammed out to the last possible inch. It's very frantic. The writing style is very sporadic and scatterbrained. It's not well organized, and it's basically the musings of someone who is very smart and probably really good at tests themselves, but it does not connect with a student that is not also good at tests. I think this is a great book for a good test taker to become a great test taker. It's a great book for someone with a 1500 or a 1400 on the SAT. I don't think it's a great book for majority of students that are under, say, 1300, and it's definitely not a good book for someone who has no knowledge of tests. It's also a bad book for anyone that's already done the first 4 College Board tests, because then basically all the answer explanations are useless. Now that I gave you my general overview of why this book falls short of its expectations, I want to give you a specific list. So number 1, it's actually too long. So I said it's thorough. It is thorough. I mean, that is a positive, but I think for most students, just way too much information. Number 2, the writing style is extremely scattered, and it's mostly like thoughts and musings rather than a coherent test prep strategy and a study plan. So it doesn't really provide a student that doesn't have those tools with those tools. Number 3, this book uses College Board tests that are deemed obsolete by the College Board. Test 2 and Test 4 have been removed from the College Board website. Why? I don't know. Probably because they think they suck. They did a bad job on them. They were the first 4 tests they released 5 years ago for the new SAT when they changed the SAT. And that means those tests aren't really indicative of the real SAT as it is now. I would not recommend using those in a book as your main prep source, right? So it's even kind of hard to find those online now. You can find them, but College Board has deleted them from their own website. So that's a big drawback to this book. They need to update the tests and have it cover new tests. Number 4, I think that the book is probably over marketed as secrets, and and if that gives you confidence, that's great, but I don't think you're getting a level of secrets from the little black book or the big black book that you really couldn't get elsewhere. I think any really competent test prep professional can provide you with a similar set of strategies or knows every strategy in this book. Maybe they're not right for you, but I think they're all known strategies. There's nothing really out of the ordinary here. And then number 5, you're left hanging with this book, right? The authors are kind of unknown. There's no presence for them online. You can't contact anybody to really get any satisfaction, and there's nothing else involved. So for example, what I would like is some downloadable resources on a website, some free stuff that other students can download who maybe can't afford the book, some course resources or some other kind of things you could purchase beyond the book that can help you work with the book or help you expand your knowledge. Now, obviously, I may be biased, and disclaimer, I own my own test prep company. I have my own test prep books. Of course, I'm going to, have a vision of the way I do things, which is like provide a value to students above and beyond the things they buy. But I think this leaves you kind of feeling that way after you're done with the book. Also, this book has absolutely no applicability to any kind of group study, course, or scholastic environment. It's merely a self-study guide. So, in today's day, especially what's going on in the world, everyone has a responsibility to kind of uplift the community. And I think that this book definitely does nothing to do that. All right, so my last point about the negatives of the Black Book would be that it's just overly dense and verbose. It's really a struggle to get through, like I said, unless you're a top-level student. It's actually kind of a difficult read, and I think it doesn't really provide just the basic advice and just the basic structure that a lot of students need to do well on these tests. That said, you know, it appeals to people like me, right? I'm a test prep nerd. I love tests. So this is the kind of book that I might like when I was a student. I also might find it unapproachable. I also might find it too long. I also might tell my parents if they gave this to me that they're crazy, but it could have gone the other way. I have no idea. But so at the end of the day, I think those are my main claims about this book. I think there's a lot of positives. I think there's definitely a lot of negatives. And I think my overall Nick score for this book is going to have to be a 6.7. I think I give it just below a 7. It has a lot of great attributes, but I think for the most part doesn't meet the bar for a majority of students. So that's the review. I just slaughtered this book. I really just destroyed it. So sorry for anyone who likes it. I do think it's good in many ways. I have heard of students using it successfully, so I don't want to say you shouldn't buy it. I'll put a link down below so you can buy it, because I'm not a hater and I think it is a good book for many students. But at the end of the day, I think for a majority of students, any teachers, any educators, any parents who are considering buying a book for their student, if you're not a 1500 scorer or really extra dedicated to breaking down every nuanced piece of the first 4 SAT exams, it probably just doesn't hit what you want it to hit. So that said, that's a review. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. I'll be doing more reviews of the other popular books, the Meltzer books, probably College Panda. Maybe I'll do Kaplan and Princeton. Maybe someone will start paying me for a review, who knows? But these reviews are not paid, obviously. I'm doing them on my own accord. So there you go. That's the review, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.